I apologize, my pages got out of order. One day, two swindlers came to the small country disguised as weavers. They claimed they could weave the most beautiful cloth that could only be seen by those fit for their office or by very smart people.
We have a special cloth. I must have an outfit made of this magnificent, wonderful cloth.
The emperor hired two swindlers to make him a suit of very fine cloth that they had boasted about. He gave them gold and silk threads to work with, all of which the two swindlers put into their own bags. And they pretended to weave and sew their magical cloth for the emperor's splendid suit. After a few days, the emperor was curious to see how his clothing was coming along. But he was somewhat frightened, however, himself. Instead, he sent his faithful minister to see how the work on the special suit was coming along. Surely no one could be fit for his office more than the minister was.
Could you go check how my wonderful cloth is going and tell me how it is when you come back? Thank you. See the colors? See how it shimmers and shines?
The minister was surprised to find that he could not see anything, but he did not say so aloud. Am I unfit for my position, he thought? Am I a fool? Either way, he did not want anyone to know, so he pretended he could see it and praised it greatly while the swindlers explained the colors and designs to him.
Yes, it's beautiful. I will tell the emperor at once.
And so the minister returned to the emperor and told him all about the magnificent and beautiful cloth that was being made, carefully explaining the details of the designs and colors as the swindlers had explained them to him. The emperor's suit would be a marvel. A few days passed, and the emperor was again curious to see how his new clothes were going. As before, however, he was too afraid to go look for himself, and instead sent his soldier over to see how the weavers were doing.
How is the cloth going? I want you to go check for me and tell me how it is when you come back. Thank you. Can you see the beautiful golden thread? See how it glitters?
Of course, there was nothing to see, and so the officer was just as confused as the minister had been. Was he unfit for office? Was he foolish? No, that could not be. He could not see anything, so one of the two must have been true. He decided to keep silent about his thoughts and pretended to see the cloth as the minister had.
Yes, it is wonderful. I will tell the emperor once. Keep up the good work.
He told the emperor all about the wonderful cloth, making sure to explain every detail as it had been told to him by the swindlers. It was not much longer before the emperor finally decided to go see the new suit's progress himself. But he was a little afraid, so he brought his minister and officer with him, or more likely they brought him with them. Of course, he could see nothing.
Your Majesty, look at the colors. Gold pattern, isn't it just beautiful?
The emperor went along with the act. He did not want his people to know he was not fit for his position or that he was a fool.
I love it so how. Keep up the good work that you must do.
Your Highness, I heard that there was a Grand Parade tomorrow. Yes, Your Majesty, wear your new suit for the parade. That way everyone can see your new clothes. What a wonderful idea. This is going to be so much fun.
The next day, everyone gathered around waiting for the Emperor's grand entrance. The two swindlers had burned 7 candles through the night to make it look like they had been hard at work finishing the Emperor's suit before the grand procession.
Make way for the Emperor!
Look at the colors. How they shimmer.
Emperor was wearing his underwear. You're right. He's wearing nothing new, just his underwear.
And everyone knew they were right. The Emperor wore only his underwear, but what could he do?
The procession must go on.
And so it did. The servants continued to hold the invisible train, and the people watched as the Emperor paraded the streets in his underwear. And everyone, but the two swindlers, lived happily ever after. Some were more embarrassed than others.